Battle started.
What's up, Commanders? You're in for a treat today with Beyond Deal Reason, or at least we hope so. TankTom is ready to throw caution into the wind, while Pigz might actually remember how to win this time. Hopefully it's going to be wild, or maybe not. With me to call the shots, we've got Pradith and Bruticus, our tactical masterminds. Let's see who comes out on top.
Starting off, TankTom has picked an aggressive start on the front wing of the islands, both going for bots plays. I like to see the aggressive start because anyone who can take control of the other player's ocean gap will have a huge advantage in metal, as well as a single choke point instead of multiple potential widespread battlefields. No vehicles, which means that there doesn't look to be any early sea play, and no air, so no shenanigans. Both players starting with a reasonably solid 3 to 4 wins and their mexes. Bruticus, who do you think is going to win this one?
I don't know, to be honest. Like, Pigz can do some really good plays and put people on their back foot. The follow-up's what kind of screws him over, and Tom's just solid, so I honestly think it could be anyone's game, really, if Pigz plays at his full potential, and I hope he does, because I'd love to see him win one.
Yep, with a lot less.
I guess I'm rooting for Pigz.
I like it. I'm going to put my money on TankTom then, but with a lot less attack avenues, which is what's taken Pigz by storm in the last few games. Maybe we'll have more of an upfront fight where his heavy unit play may have an advantage. TankTom pushing into the middle already with a pawn. Will take the dominant position, crossing onto Pig's side first, just due to the start position of his constructor.
Pigz is doing the early expansion though, and he's doing it the right way. He's expanding backwards, getting those mexes behind him, where we're a bit more secure and harder to get to.
Yep.
So he's going to have that income advantage early.
I like seeing the safe metals. The only place that you can cross onto this back island is just here. So as long as you can defend that point, all of the metal around here is relatively safe.
And Pigz has got his pawns there already.
Yep.
Bit spread out for that sort of choke, but they're there, so they can react pretty quickly.
Yep, and with TankTom's units coming over in singles, I'd actually love to see an early radar so that he can push on and take those units one at a time.
You can definitely tell TankTom's frame of mind though. He's got a pawn over here, so that's I'm ready for shenanigans.
Yep. Yes, at some point I expect both of these players to put a sea radar in just somewhere along the coast so they can tell if there's any underwater pushes coming for them.
Looks like TankTom's is going for a quick probe now to see what's happening.
I don't mind this as long as he actually pays attention to it. Being on the defensive, Pigz is going to have a huge advantage here, and there's very little chance that Tom will push through.
Well, the Grunt's got through, but now Pigz is microing.
Even getting through, though, there's enough time to build more and take it through that choke. I don't mind going in for scouting, but anything more than that's just wasting metal.
It's forgetting to
run it down.
Forgetting to put a waypoint on those units. I would like to see that waypoint go straight over to the middle island.
Yep. Something which I don't think I've seen Pigz do yet is using a fight waypoint. Means that if anything,
managed to put an attack waypoint right next to his base for those watching my screen. A bit of damage on his win just by having the units go straight into attack out of the lab.
Oh dear, oh dear. Must have thought he still had his units under control. Alright, we've got Pigz pushing across the water. Much larger force than what TankTom has. See what he can get done.
Need to commit to that run rather than kiting because those grunts do have a bigger range, but the pawns are faster and do have a higher DPS.
Yep. But unfortunately, he left the attack a little long, which has allowed Tom's units to all collect together. When you get the opportunity to engage a small number of units, it's definitely something you want to take.
A couple of resbots coming up from Pigz though, so he's going to have that heal if he just pokes in and out.
Those are going in for the res, and One of them, however, is heading across to the other side, so if he doesn't catch that one, that's going to be a free medal donation for Tom.
Unfortunately, we can probably see our fate being sealed in the back lines with a big E stall by Pigz.
Yep.
Both middle and E, sorry. And that's probably because he's building LLTs out the side and not expanding that base, whereas Tom has been very consistent on that base expansion and been taking good trades in the middle of the map.
Oof. Not such a good trade here. Pigz should be pushing across right now. He has a 14-4 advantage in those units.
And with the res going up to Tom.
Yep. And if he doesn't do something about it now, he'll have a large contingency of units all pushing across at once.
Great to see a heal command being used by Pigz.
Yep. Keeping those front...
Definitely.
Any unit you can keep alive is just one more that you can outnumber the opponent with in the future.
And also with bigger units too, the experience bonus becomes a very big deal. You know, getting 50% health and then maybe 20% reload speed can make a medical unit into something that can be extremely dangerous.
Push coming across the front. TankTom's units are just starting to peel in, so we'll see. Oh, Pigz, you should not have pulled back there. This was your best shot. Taking a quick look at Pigz's backline, and while there's the lull in the combat, Pigz is looking to construct 5 LLTs in an area that is very safe from attack. Attack
Tom's
going on the front line. I don't love this from TankTom, though I think this might just be him trying to put the fear into Pigz, because Pigz right now can run him over, as he's doing. Good showing from Pigz actually taking this attack. He saw what TankTom had and decided that it was worth going for it. I'd want to see him going after the aggressors, the aggravators, instead of the pawns, though.
He's also engaged his res bots, and now he's just resing more army. So at the moment it's not a res bot, but you know, he's going to be able to get those units on the field so fast to recover his losses.
A good little win from Pigz, though Tom might be trying to... No, he's not going to sneak those units around the back.
Fortunately, still no further mexes being built by Pigz.
Oh, Pigz should have tried to take out that builder. That Tom having no build power on the front line would have made a big difference. Unfortunately, Tom's small contingent of grunts has managed to push Pigz back off that middle island. If only those LLTs were units.
Pigz still has the unit advantage on the front and combination as well. He's got a mace mixed in there. Now he has a centurion.
And a centurion.
If he pushes with that centurion and supports it, he could take that whole reclaim.
But look at the backline of
those units.
Look at the backline of TankTom. 18 mexes to Pigz's 8.
Yeah, 34 medal to 15. It's going to be Tom's game to lose now at this stage with just that phenomenal
Here's something interesting. We've got a hover transition. And they're out and about already.
I did not pick that one up. And those hovers, maybe those LLTs will actually come into play.
This is not good.
Unfortunately, against that many hovers, 2 LLTs is still going to lose out.
Yep. Push coming up.
Ping out. Sorry.
Push coming out on the front. Pigz is taking out TankTom's constructor. I like to see that. However, he doesn't. I don't think he's going to have enough to stop those 5 agitators. As long as TankTom keeps microing those.
Pigz building a second construction turret without the metal to even use it.
Oof. Some missed micros without based on some missed micros from Pigz with good control of the army, and great ideas at the front. That resing is going to have quite a formidable force, but I don't think it'll be quite enough.
Absolutely. And there's no transitioning across the map to that res either, so you don't have to wait. Those units are there and available straight away.
Yep.
It is nice to see these units being rezzed. However, the game's at the stage where these grunts that are getting rezzed might be better off being reclaimed and focusing on getting some better units out on the field.
Looks like he's just got a global res command. He's not actually individually.
Yep. And you know what? If it's between nothing and rezzing at random, go for the res at random. But as we can see, TankTom is doing a huge amount of damage for the limited units he has here. Just getting constant pawns spammed into the front line is keeping those aggressors alive.
Yeah, Pigz managed to pick off TankTom's res bots that fresh ones that entered the battlefield as well, though. So TankTom's pretty much running out of steam on that front.
Yep.
It's going to be his hover play that's going to decide this game.
It looks like the hover play is just starting. We've got a group of 8 coming across, and total of 12 that should get there around about the same time. This should be, if he gets into the base, that'll be some game-ending damage right there.
And they are the Caimans, not the Goons, so they do have quite a high hit point. What's it called? Their health's quite high.
Yep.
Yeah,
Decent
17,
damage
20
too.
I can see what's going to happen here. He's probably going to kite against the side of the map, and those LLTs unfortunately only cover the one entry up the gap rather than from the water.
Yep. I don't mind his
on
placement,
radar's edge.
but
3 mexes still not claimed by Pigz in the back line.
all right. Pigz now has vision of the of the attack coming. Question is whether he'll actually see it.
Let's see the player camera. I'm following his player camera now, and he's focused over at the island, which, I mean, he thinks he's got the advantage there, so it's fair enough, but I don't think he's zoomed out to see that.
Based on where
Well,
his
he's
cursor
into it.
is, it doesn't look like he's going to find out about it until the first volley lands.
Something you can do.
There we
is
go.
content
He's seen it
danger.
now, but now might be a little bit too late. It depends on how aggressive Tom is going to be.
Fortunately, he's
Put
taking his
the-
entire army back to the back line as well.
Oof. When you see something like this coming at your back line, and you know that you're not going to be able to get there in time to stop it, it might have been worth just going for the all-out attack and trying to defend with the comm. There's a decent chance that in narrow passageway, those hovers will get degunned.
Unfortunately, he's trying to build LLTs when the hovers are already there. Something
Yep.
you could also done to avoid losing the comm is retreat into the water where the hovers cannot attack it.
Degun's a
your
little
army.
bit too late, and that's GG. Let's try and get our players in, and while we're doing that, I'm just going to have a quick look at the statistics. So, as we knew from TankTom's commanding medal lead, he pulled ahead 16k to 9, so Pigz on the front line did fantastically with the medal that he had, but Tom also put all of his work into that hover transition, and that was the game-winning move. Looking at the graphs, damage dealt, very even across the board with those trades, so TankTom did phenomenally with his fewer units in those continuous fights. And Pigz was just not quite able to convert those wins those battle wins into a game win. All right, Tom, Pigz, are you joining us?
Yes, I'm here.
Excellent. How do you guys think that game went? Tom, fantastic hover transition, but Pigz, your fights in the middle, you nearly had Tom on the ropes. I would have loved to see you commit a bit more. So yeah, how do you think you went, Pigz?
I was doing okay. I was obviously using my res bots to res all the stuff that had as much as I could to push forward. And I thought, right, I didn't even think about what he was going to do there. He got me right on a good one. I protected the next one to it, but I didn't protect that one. And I didn't even see that. Must admit, I didn't even see that one coming because I thought I was slowly pushing him back, so obviously I could re-res everything, and then I was going to start moving out, and that was what I was going for. But yeah, that was
You did a
that was
fantastic
brilliant
job
play
of
by
controlling
Tom.
that front line.
Yeah.
And I didn't have any way to benefit off that metal field or any way to push into you either. So you did a fantastic job holding that front line there.
Unfortunately, although your front line was very good, your fall was probably your economy, where we saw a very long eco stall on both metal and energy by building multiple things at the same time, and failure to capture 3 of the mexes that were in your backline the entire game. So Tom actually had more than double the income of metal just from mexes captured on the field. I think it was 8 to 16 or something like that.
8 to 18.
8 to 18. There you go.
Yep. Pigz, it was your efforts on the front. I reckon if you'd been able to push that to the halfway point and take all the metal behind, I think we would have been looking at a different game. But
Yeah.
unfortunately, Tom was able to convert that that metal advantage into hovers, which, when you're in the controlling state of the game, is a game-winning move.
Right.
It certainly was.
You did the right thing building the construction turret, but it took, I think, 2.5 minutes to build just one construction turret. You need to focus that commander on assisting the construction turret so that it's up, so you can take that commander out and use him as build power to build those mexes that need amphibious units to get to if you don't have the tank, and also push up with your units.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking right this turn. Normally, I'm quite early on one of them. I haven't been in obviously this play and previous few as well, but I should be, sometimes I need to think a bit better, and I didn't think right this time.
I think
That's what we see with Tom. Every game with Tom, you can see the economy expands in the exact same way every time, just making sure there's that one unit. It's building about 6 to 8 wins and then a converter. 6 to 8 wins, then a converter. Just so that there's a continuous expansion. Then there's another constructor going around building mexes. And then there's the commander also doing the same thing. And that's what if we see that coming from you. You'll be a very dangerous player once you've mastered doing that same macro in the background, because you've definitely got that micro advantage in most of these games we see.
Yeah, I can't push your front lines anymore.
I have noticed if say for instance when you start in that. If the mechs are set up a certain way, I seem to be a bit better in my mind when the another way. You see what I'm saying? It's like when I set my base up and do that, and then I do everything else. Is I seem to follow a pattern when the mechs are a certain way compared to when the other way. I think it's because I've been practicing that way, so I know what I need to do is when I get practicing, I need to move myself around different places and have mechs in a different order and this and that and the other to get used to my brain cell. My single brain cell at this precise moment. Doing it. It's like it's like you get so used to a certain way. When you change it, you fall back into a habit and then completely forget everything that you've learned like the other way. So I don't know why I do that, but it's just personally to me maybe.
One last comment, just further from me with the starting position. You can see Tom started out on the peninsula. I would have only considered 2 start positions in this map, and those are the 2 where your commander can hit all 3 mexes at the start, rather than the one in the back line. What was your reason for starting right in that back corner where you could only reach 2 of the mexes?
I don't know. I did look at both, and I thought maybe because there's a couple of trains of thought is. If I was there where you said, I could work backwards, and I probably would have been better because I could have protected that area. But then I thought, well, wait a minute. Then I thought, well, I can connect where I am, plus around that side where Tom put his, came in on the hovers, and that's why. And then I would move myself. So I've sort of got that peninsula, if you like. It was a catch-22, which for me, which way you want to do it. But I understand what you're saying. Sometimes you should go for the 3 mexes first and then work backwards. If you could protect that area, then couldn't you in that respect? But that was probably an oversight. And
you just see in the graphs, the metal produced was just continuously that slight bit ahead for Tom until the point when he went and expanded out with his commander and an extra construction bot, and you can just see a continuous growth after that point. Apart from that, at the start, it was relatively tight on the economy, but then unfortunately yours just stopped when you built that construction turret, but didn't finish building the construction turret. All right.
I probably did trade too much at the same time, like you said, at the same time.
Yeah.
I need to stop doing that and concentrate.
And you had a lot of units out. Once my tip would be, once you feel you've got enough units out on the front line to defend that front line, just stop building them for 30 seconds, because that's all it's going to take of no units being built and just focusing on that construction turret. Lessons that it'll take about 15 seconds to build the construction turret if you're not spending your money on anything else. And just get that up and then get your commander moving and being productive and making sure you're maximizing everything that is safe. Those 3 mexes that were safe in your base that you could have captured, that probably would have led to another 15 or so aggravators on your front line, which definitely could have pushed that island fully to your advantage. I mean, the Caymans, the hovers were definitely the sneaky move, though. That would have, I feel, beaten that back line no matter what, because there were quite a few of them. But anyway.
Yeah, I didn't even consider that at all. But that's Tom's experience as well. So you know what I mean. Every time I play these, I learn a bit more and a bit more, and sometimes it's 3 forward and 2 back. But
All right. Thanks for watching, everyone. Just make sure you like and subscribe and leave any replays in our Discord, which is noted down in the video descriptions below. Thanks for watching.
Bye for now.
Thanks for joining us.